Do you see that? It has to be what? Positive. This is what I call the turning point form of the parabola. Because right there you see the coordinates of the turning point. So that's why I call the turning point form. Okay, cool. Now, the next question, right? So that was just easy 1 mark. You see, that's why it's 1 mark because it does not require effort. It's what we would call a level 1 question, a knowledge question. So you have to know. See, that's what we classify it as. Now, number 5.2, determine the average gradient of the curve between x equals to 1 and x equals to 5. You do not necessarily know where 1 is or where 5 is. But what you need to know, for the average gradient, they are basically saying the straight line that joins those 2 points. Now, we must find the coordinates of the points. It's on the curve f, so I must find f of 1. That is the first thing. So f of 1 will be, I'm just substituting into the equation there. And I need someone to be very quick on their calculator. Who's that?
Miss Johnson.
Okay, let's go, Miss Johnson. And then TT will do f of 5. I just want to check if you know how to do this on a calculator. Right, what are the two answers? Miss Johnson, you got 14. Sure. TT?
18.
Okay, so what are we faced with here? This means we are finding the average gradient between the following, between the point 1 and 14 and the point 5 and what? 18. And the average gradient is nothing to be stressful about. Don't even think of first principles, you don't have to worry about it. It's literally the gradient between those 2 points. Just use here the normal gradient formula, changing y over changing x. So therefore, the average gradient MAVG is just, if I take that as my first point, so it will be 14 minus 18 over 1 minus what? 5. Remember, it's very important to be consistent in your substitution here. Okay, so if you're going to start with this point at the top, then you must start with it at the bottom. If you're going to start with this 14 here, then you must start with the 1 here at the bottom. Otherwise, you're going to get something that's completely out. Okay, what is the final answer?
It's 1.
Get positive 1. Okay, positive 1. So that's it, average gradient. So you'll notice it is what? 4 marks. So I'm definitely sure that this is how it's going to work for finding that and maybe substituting into the formula and perhaps the final answer. That's the possible application for that. Except 1, we substituted x equals to 1 and we substituted x equals to 5. That's what we did. So because we needed the y coordinates, we need the y coordinates to calculate the gradient. Okay. Everyone fine? So that is 5.2 done. Are we ready for 5.3? The value of A, that is the x coordinate of point what? D. Are you guys okay with me? With someone is saying the answer here. What are you saying? The two graphs are equal to each other when at point
B and D.
Yeah, and that will also give you point B. You see that? Just in case you need to find point B, that also gives you point B. Are we fine?
Yes, sir.
And once you have that point B, now you can find point A. Once you have point D. So do you see a lot of fun that you have had? Yeah, this is a lovely question. Okay. So, but you know what? What I'm wondering, we really have to go through all this trouble. I guess we have to. Yeah, because we don't know what P is. Okay. Yeah. So, it is how many marks? 3 marks. Well, I guess that's what it is. Let's go. We have the 2 equations. Okay. F of x equals to what? At the 2 points. Okay. G of x is negative 3x plus 24, and f of x is negative x minus 7 over 2 all squared plus 81 over 4. I guess we would classify this as a routine procedure because we know how to do this one. Okay, we're going to do a bit of foiling here on the left hand side. Just be careful. Oh, I will fail if I see a grade 12 multiplying the negative in here. Well, there is a square, but at least not in this class. Somewhere outside somewhere. X squared minus 7x
That's 49 over 4.
49 over 4 plus 81 over 4 minus 3x plus 24. Now, let us quickly multiply this negative in. In fact, here's a nice way I'm going to manage this negative. I'm going to manage it like this. But we should get to the same answer. Don't stress. Don't stress if you have a different answer. Do you see what I did? Yeah, I got rid of this negative by dividing every term by negative or multiplying every term by negative. So it goes away here and that changes to a negative while every other term takes the opposite sign. Every other term outside the bracket. Okay, let's do like terms. I'm sure someone did 49 over 4 minus 81 over 4 was actually 8. Okay, Luther Vandross gets an 8 or 80. 8 like 08. Okay, now 8 and then a 24. Okay, let's form a quadratic on the left hand side. I will have x squared. But yes?
Negative 8.
Or this whole thing. Negative 8.
Yeah.
Now plus 24 is that 16. Okay. Now, if you cannot factorize this, then quadratic formula. However, I do see 8 and 2 are going to be quite useful here for my factorizing. Oh, you done with that already, Ms. Johnson. You should have told me. So x is what? Or okay. So which one should be the one at B? I mean at point D. Yeah, which x value should be the one at 2A? Yeah. So therefore A is what? 2. And the x coordinate at B is what? 8. Do we see that? Okay, beautiful. Now, that concludes 5.3. 5.4, it's just a long sentence. It does look like a long sentence. You don't have to be scared by that. I promise you. Let us just read what they're saying and try and understand the interpretation thereof. This is what they're saying in 5.3 or 4 rather. So point S, here's point S, the one on the parabola again. So it has the coordinates x and what? And y. And now they are saying the x value at point S is between A and what? 8. What is A? 2. So that's what they're saying. Now, does that make sense? Yes, it makes sense because we got that as 2 and we figured B must be 8. So they're just telling us something that is obvious, that we can see already from the graph or from the previous question. So that is all this thing is saying, and you don't need to be intimidated by that. You can see it yourself. Then, here's the key part now. The line ST is actually parallel to the y-axis with point T on the graph of G. The graph of G is the straight line. So T lies on what? On the straight line. Okay? Now, determine ST in terms of what? X. I promise you, if I took a grade 11 textbook right now and showed you this thing, you will see it's there. The exact same thing. Obviously, it may not necessarily be S and T, but the exact same problem is there. I'm going to take a picture and send it to the WhatsApp. You will see for yourself. But anyways, let us do it. No, you don't believe it. I see your eyes. Your eyes are saying, I'm creating this, so I'm going to show you. I know you are the what? Are you the A generation, C generation? I don't know. Why are you P generation? I don't know. Okay. Okay, it's fine. But you believe in C. You are the visual generation. Okay, so think about this. If I were to find ST, let's say I know the Y value at S and I know the Y value at T. What would I do? I would subtract, right? I would say the Y value at S minus the Y value at T. Exactly. Y value at S minus the Y value at T. That is the expression for ST. But I don't really know the Y value at S. But here's my question. How would you find the Y value at S? How would you find it? Just give me an answer. Okay, tell me, just tell me, how would you find it? You would use the parabola to find the Y value at S. So you would substitute the X value at S on what? On the parabola. But we don't know the X value. All we know that is that the X value is between 2 and 8. That's what we know. But we don't know. There are many values between 2 and 8. So we don't know. So, but I like the fact that you're thinking, you're saying we would find that by substituting the X value in the parabola. Now, because I don't know the exact value, I will just write f of x. Now you understand why they are saying we must find st in terms of x. Because they also know that there's no way we will find this if they have not given us a value of x. Okay, that's that. F of x minus. How would I find the y value at t? Exactly, by substituting in what? In g of x. Now, this is what is going to catch you. The brackets. Remember what I said? The brackets save lives. And they're going to save your life here. They're going to save your life here. I promise you, if you don't put brackets there, you are doomed. See? Because it's f of x. Oh, maybe you want me to say g of x first. Okay, let me be consistent and say g of x. Okay, why? Because we were still explaining. Now let's substitute. Let's substitute. I know it's boring for you, see, but my apologies. But let's do this nicely. Now that's minus 3x plus what? 24. Can we find so far? Now, we have simplified this before. Actually, we simplified this in the previous page, so I can somehow get it. Here it is. I know this whole thing is going to give me what? X squared minus 7x plus 49 over 4 minus 81 over 4. That's one thing I know. So, this is part of working smart, not hard. Let's just copy this thing. X squared. Just be careful of the negative sign again here. This time we may need to consider it. So x squared minus 7x plus 49 over 4 plus 81 over 4. So here's the negative sign kicking in. That thing becomes positive 3x, and that thing becomes negative 24. And we find so far? Yes. Now I'm going to multiply the negative in, and this is what I get. Now we're going to have, what's going on with this here? Minus x squared plus 7x minus 49 over 4 plus 81 over 4 plus 3x minus 24. Ms. Johnson, you quick on the calculator, so would you deal with the constants for me? Minus 49 over 4 plus 81 over 4 minus the 24 quickly. I will do the x terms together and get the 10. What you get? 0. Negative 16. Okay. Negative 16. Now, this is the new function for what? For the distance st. Are we together? Now, think about this. Do you notice that this function itself, guys, let's use a beautiful thing. Do you notice that this function itself is a parabola? You notice that? It is a parabola. Which means we have two options. We can either find the turning point of this parabola, and the y-coordinate of that turning point will be your maximum value. That's one. Two, the second option, in other words, you can use the calculus and find the derivative. Yes, the first derivative equated to 0 solve for x, then substitute in. It's up to you. It's up to you. Calculus seems to be confusing. Let's go for it. So let's find. Okay, let's find the derivative of st with respect to x. It will be negative 2x plus what? Plus 10. Now we must set the derivative to 0. And so x becomes what? 5. Yeah. Therefore, x is equal to 5. Which means we need to substitute 5 to get the actual what? Maximum. So substitute 5 here in this whole thing. Then this one which I've underlined with Ms. Johnson, are you done with that? What is st? You substituted 5. You got what? 59. So st is 59. That is the maximum length. Okay. And you know what this is saying? No. You must listen to what I'm saying. You must listen to what I'm saying. Remember, a is between what? Or the x value for that is between what? 2 and 8. So they are saying st could be here, st could be there, st could be there, st could be there, or it could be there. But the point is, as you move st between 2 and 8, the highest you're going to get, the highest distance you're going to get, the longest distance you're going to get is 59. That's what the math is telling us. Remember, what you get? Not 59. But Miss Johnson, you said 59. Okay. Okay. You substituted this one that I signaled in my thing.
I forgot my bracket, so.
She forgot a bracket. Well, wait. You're putting a 5 here, so you should have had minus 25. Is that what you had? Yes? When you would have used this, x is minus b over 2. My favorite one. That's what you would have used if you would have used calculus. Okay, now you are changing your mind, Ms. Johnson. You are saying 5. Okay, are you sure about this? TT, what you have to say? You agree with that? Because it's your friend. Huh? Because she's your friend. I don't trust you guys. You substitute correctly. Yeah, 9 is the correct answer. 9 is the correct answer. So, whatever the number we got here, 9, okay, the maximum will be 9. So, wherever anything st is going to be, you're not going to get anything above 9. Alright, is that okay? Okay, cool. So, that was the maximum. If they had said minimum, then you would have expected this thing to be smiley faced. So, a positive x squared instead of. Yeah, this is st in terms of x. Yeah, 1.5.5. This one is 5.5. Yeah. That's correct. That's 5.5. Okay, all good.
Yes.
Fantastic. Now it's time for you to put your face to the test, right?